Hi everyone, this is Marianne here from Revealing Light Tarot, Astrology and Spirituality. Wherever you are in the world when you're watching, a huge shout out to you. Thanks for joining me. Thank you for your feedback on my most recent videos and also those shorts that I upload as well. Thank you for supporting the channel. All right, before I start, I just want to mention that I did a financial reading just before, I think it was before Christmas, was it in December? And I said a major bank was going to fail. I know many of you thought that might have been a stock market crash, or it might have been, you know, something else. But I persisted, and it definitely was a major bank failing. Now, we've seen that it is a Silicon Valley bank that has failed in the US, and there's word now that the federal government of the United States will guarantee those people who have savings and would be in danger of losing them. The reason, and you go, Silicon Valley, why are they doing that? Well, I think the reason that they're doing that is because they don't want to weaken their financial system with a major bank failing. So I think that's why the bailout is there. But I know some of you are concerned because of that failure of that bank, whether that will run on to other banks. I will ask that question for you, and if I can find a link, I'll post that link to my previous video down in the comments. The other timeline I did, and I seem to have better, I'm just going to say better luck when I do timelines to when I pull a timing out of the cards, that, you know, the Celtic Cross or whatever I'm doing. So the other timeline that I did, which was quite interesting before Christmas, was the one on Ukraine and the invasion, and how that was going to pan out. I did say that they would have some weapon supply problems in the early part of the year, and that by March they would start getting the weapons and the equipment that they need. Well, it seems there's a whole bunch of Leopard tanks, and I think the UK has sent anyway, all of this, as well as armoured carriers and other ammunition, is coming this month. And I think that will make a huge difference, because I know that Russia is having supply problems because the Wagner Group, Putin won't return the head of the Wagner Group's calls. So there's been a falling out between those two, and there are Wagner mercenaries, the most brutal and deadly in the Russian invasion, terrible atrocities. They're complaining on videos that they do not have even ammunition to fire their guns. So, yeah, I'll do another timeline for Ukraine for the rest of the year, but not in this video. I will do another timeline for our economies in a new video. So let's just ask that question for the US to begin with. And also do want to do a reading on the UK's economy and its National Health Service, the future of its National Health Service. But let's get started with the financial bank failure in the US and Silicon Valley. All right, well, this failure of this Silicon Valley bank run on to other banks in the US. Now, there hasn't been a major bank collapse since 2008, and Obama put in certain regulations, and I think Trump removed some of those as well. So again, we see the dangers of a Republican free-for-all government when times get tough. The old, I guess, fallacy that the Democrats are worse with the economy than the Republicans, and the same all over the world. They seem to just bandy that about. It's been shown and proven that the economy is, particularly in tough times, is stronger, certainly within my country. All right, so financial crash of the Silicon Valley Bank. Let's see, will that run on to other banks? Because, it will spook people. I think I said in that reading, get your money, as much as your money, keep a nest egg out of the banks. I did say the economy would course correct, but there would be a little bit of a need to correct course. So let's have a look. Will the failure of the Silicon Valley Bank flow on to other banks? So I'm actually seeing like data behind that, like a computer software data. I'm not sure what that is in relation to, but let's have a look. The Hermit card, isolation, review and introspection. That is a Virgo card, details, looking at the finer details. But it's also a good signifier card to say this could well just be isolated to the Silicon Valley. We have the Eight of Cups, the loss. So that's good. I'm going to say this is Saturn in Pisces, by the way. Look at that. Saturn in Pisces, and we get the Virgo card. So, that whole wake-up call in Silicon Valley is, that it could be isolated to just that. But let's keep going. We have the Ten of Coins, again, Virgo, Mercury and Virgo. So the Ten of Coins. Ten of Coins is about money, inheritance, wealth, family kind of money. I think the council, because I may be wrong or may be right, so I don't, you do your own homework in these financial readings. But I think at the end of the day, I said, look, just make sure all your investments are safe. Now we have the Seven of Swords, the Moon in Aquarius. So there's been some kind of, that's the card of lying and deceit and deception. And I saw those data banks behind the software. Something's gone wrong, and this is yet to come out with this. Well, I haven't read it anyway, with this Silicon Valley bank that didn't do the right thing in some way with its investors. Spirit is here in the room. So I think that is, there's a validation there that it's yet to emerge. Now we have here the Moon. Yeah, absolutely. Now we have, this is a Piscean card, the Moon card. So there's something yet to emerge about this Silicon Bank, and indeed it could involve other banks, something to do with something they're not being forthright with that may have contributed to this collapse. And yeah, there's something around files, data files. But anyway, well, let's see how that pans out. We have the Ten of Swords. So this is pretty terrible card. Sun in Gemini, Ten of Swords. So, Gemini is communication. Again, I was just talking about communication. The Sun is, full illumination and action. So I think there's more to come on this Silicon Bank failure. Now we have here new starts in the here and now, and we have Uranus. This is a Uranus card, and this is about, starting again. I think the federal government, even though you might not necessarily see that because, in other cases, investors are just thrown to the wall, small savings accounts are just lost, but we have hope. So I'm pretty hopeful, given the question was, will this run on to other banks, that the action that the federal government has taken might just be the difference. Now we have here the Saturn in Leo. This is in the hopes and fears. I think, they're going to make this into a political issue. Either way, it could go either way. Who removed the regulations? Now we have the Palace of Swords card here. Now that is clarity. Huge clarity is coming into this situation. And we have the Four of Wands. So we have families. Could even be family savings. Let's see what else is there in the Knight of Cups here. There's going to be an offer, obviously, to investors. I wonder if they're going to get it all back, or whether they're going to get partially some of it back. Sorry, I'm just going to... Oh, there was just something on my lens there. Sorry to do that. It was annoying me. Let's pull and see when we can get to a major arcana. Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, so the Knight and the Wheel. Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of work done to stop this spreading. I don't see it will spread. Looks like there's going to be an offer in some way back to investors. The Three of Wands, we shouldn't forget that overseas economies, you know, people not investing in startups overseas. I think there's, you know, a lot of startup businesses had their money in this Silicon Bank, but there's a foreign element here that's pulling everything down, and we've got something coming to fruition in time. And the Two of Cups, contracts and commitments, and the Page of Wands. But yeah, just I think good practice to examine all your investments, make sure they're safe and spread around, and in, you know, low risk type of things. And I don't think there's going to be a run on the banks, because I do feel that the federal government has acted pretty quickly. And there's something else in this situation that we don't know yet, something that the bank has done that perhaps another bank might not have. But anyway, that's what I've got to say on that. Now, there was some talk that Kushner had flipped. I don't know how accurate that is. Jared Kushner, the former US president's son-in-law. There's, you know, the January 6th grand jury that's hearing evidence. I have long felt that Meadows has already flipped. I feel that one or more of Trump's lawyers have flipped. I mean, yeah. All right, let's have a look. Kushner. I certainly felt that Ivanka had sold out a little bit on her family, and that later on emerged that in the I think it's the New York AG's investigation, she says that she'd long since left the Trump organization and she was not responsible for those decisions. Well, of course. Anyway, we'll let the New York Attorney General deal with that one. But let's go to January 6th. Has the grand jury. This is special counsel Jack Smith, I'm assuming. It's his case. Let's have a look. I didn't go into the article. I just saw the headline. So has Jared Kushner flipped on his father-in-law, Donald Trump? Has Jared Kushner? Whoa. Okay, so there's a Ace of Cups there. Somebody's drinking like a cocktail and watching TV. Somebody's phoning somebody else as well. It's a younger person. I think this is Kushner himself. What's he doing? Has Jared Kushner... phone a friend. Has Jared Kushner flipped on Donald Trump? His hand's sort of poised over the handset. Page of Cups. A younger person. This is something that comes out of the blue. It's also an offer. Can be an offer of something. And we get the Four of Coins. So this is withholding information. So that's interesting. Can be in this sense. It can be insecurity. It can be holding something back. Looks like he was holding something back previously. And perhaps he is not so much now. Now we get the Emperor at the base of the pack. I mean, you know, it's really this nefariousness is serious, but it's like so much is changing now. What once worked doesn't work for them. You know, it's like we're in the rear end of their nefariousness in a way. They're no longer in power, and it's a reckoning. It's a reckoning now. The Emperor, something around control. Of course, the Emperor can be the president. Now we see in the past the devil being chained to something. This is greed. This is Capricornian energy. So if he's If he's flipped, it has something to do with finance. It has something to do with money. And the cage door is open there. Of course, we know Kushner received $2 billion from the Saudis as soon as Donald Trump left office. 4 of Swords, wounded in battle, retreat. Jupiter in Libra. Jupiter, Libra, the sign of justice, expansive justice. So, I think this is likely to, he's going to be held to account as well. Let's see what's happening here. The 7 of Pentacles. So Saturn in Mercury, of course, Mercury is planet of communication. The 7 of Pentacles is really when we reassess something. Plan A doesn't work, so we go to Plan B. Now we have the Hierophant here. This is Taurus. Sorry, that was Saturn in Taurus, the 7 of Pentacles. So this is the Taurus energy. The Hierophant's also the government, a higher authority. And Taurus, of course, is a fixed sign, determination. He's determined not to go down, I think, for anything that he shouldn't go down for. And he's determined not to go down at all. I would suggest he might be playing chess. So we have here Mars in Scorpio and regret and loss, yeah. Yeah, he's in a predicament. Kushner's in a predicament himself. I mean, it's over for the Trumps. We know that. We know what happened at CPAC as Don Jr. came on and tried to do his stand-up routine to an empty hall. And Kimberly, of course, we know what happened when she said, "Make America Great Again." There was just no one in the room and a few people clapped. And most people were looking at their phones, okay? So we know that's... Yeah, I wouldn't underestimate Donald Trump Sr. himself, but I think a lot is changing. Looks like Kushner's got regrets. The hopes and fears are Scorpio, death card. He fears that it's the end of the road for him. Yeah, this person is fearful that it's the end. And we have the 2 of Cups. There you go. Contracts and commitments. That's the outcome. Has he flipped? Looks like he's made a deal. Literally a deal. And the King of Cups. Okay, well, King of Cups can be Merrick Garland. But this is emotional wisdom. This is very... It's like, when you're in deep doodah, let's just say... What brings you down? Like if you've got financial debt or you're facing a really critical financial situation or any situation that will drastically alter your lifestyle, you're in your cups, you're in your emotions. And it looks like he made a deal with somebody. So on these cards, and he's isolated himself. On these cards, I'm going to say that it's likely he has flipped or made a deal. I'm just going to put it like that, made a deal. And we've got the 3 of Cups here. There's 3 people, celebration, and the Knight of Cups again. All these cups making the deal, defending himself in a great deal of anxiety. This is around the money. Kushner has the Palace of Coins. Kushner has information around the money to do with the former president. So that's the way I see it. I think I predicted maybe 4 years ago Kushner would, like Ivanka, flip to save himself from either going to prison or doing a long prison time. All right, now let's have a look. You want to know, I know there's a lot of fear around Ron DeSantis, the dictator of Florida, who is banning books and doing a whole bunch of fascist chess moves. They're more than moves, actions. So, yeah, anyway. Now they're being called out and should be called out on what they mean by the definition of woke. I've been called woke. Well, tell me what you mean. Tell me what you mean. What? I believe in equality. I believe in the government doesn't have a right to tell me what to do with my body. I believe in freedom and equality. So compassion. I believe in being a human being. So you want to know what the definition of woke is? It's being a human being. All right. DeSantis. I, personally don't think he's got the fortitude nor the staying power. When I say staying power, he's not strong enough to win a federal election, but or go the whole way. The Republicans are likely to be left with an indicted former president who's lost 3 elections running for a 4th one. Okay. And everyone, can't even stand the sight of him. All right, not everyone. There's a small pocket of base still that we shouldn't underestimate, but it's not large. All right, so let's have a look. Ron DeSantis, Florida governor. Ron DeSantis. Whoa, okay, that was pretty clear. Retreat, wounded in battle. It's the 4 of Swords, so that's an interesting thing. It looks like someone's going to best him in some way. Will DeSantis be the president? Yeah, I don't know that he has health problems. I don't know. Sometimes it can be associated there. So he's got a big decision to make. He knows Trump will come for him. He knows that it will not only debilitate his federal campaign for president, but it could also disarm him politically forever and a day. So I think he has to decide, do I go now up against Trump or do I wait for the law to do Trump in and then later on I go? So he's wrestling with this decision. The Saturn in Taurus, the 7 of Pentacles, got it right that time. So this is around, he may not have, this is like coffers. He may not have hit his campaign mark, or he might not be hitting his campaign mark. He might be warring with the RNC. Remember, they just about handed everything over to the Trump pack, or control anyway. It looks like there's something around finances that might influence him. Now, not everybody's on board with DeSantis. So if it's a DeSantis versus Trump, he can expect a bit of this. Now, what's happening now is the GOP in America is literally devouring itself. This is what happens in highly hyper-partisan type atmospheres. In the end, they devour each other. Okay, I've seen it in political situations. I've seen it in our own Parliament House. With advisors, when I was working as a public servant, in the end, they turn on each other. All right, let's have a look. The Hanged Man in the past, so pausing. He may have wanted to go and announce something in the recent past and he stopped. Okay, so we have the Ace of Wands. He's raring to go. He reckons he can do it, but there looks like there's a volcano behind that Ace of Wands. Okay, now we got the Tower in the immediate future. Something's going really wrong with DeSantis at this time. And I don't know if it's possibly campaign fundraising. Trump, perhaps, you don't want to make an enemy of Trump. He's probably got something in his back drawer. Can also be January the 6th. Ooh, the big lie. Oh, these are terrible cards. Oh, my God. He's not doing as well as what you think he is, even within Florida. People want a new start away from the big lie, the lying, and the usual lines that the media will accelerate, will uplift, but do they translate out into the rest of America in a federal election? People want a new start. He may be too associated with what he's done. Now, there's an inevitability and a judgment coming. This is Pluto in Aquarius. He's not the man, he's not the person for the moment, I don't think, even for the Republican Party. And he's going to have to defend himself. Is he facing legal action? could he face legal action? Mars in Leo. He's in a world of bad energy brought on by himself, but we also have justice here. Oh, my Lord. Oh, DeSantis has got real trouble, Palace of Coins. Has he done something in terms of money that is illegal and something coming to fruition in time? It looks like he's going to face some kind of legal battle. Really terrible cards. I mean, this is no. Justice? Maybe it's karma. Here's the Four of Swords, guys. Weak, wounded, and yeah, he's cut down to size. No, I'm going to say no. DeSantis will not be the president. No way. And it looks like he's going to face legal trouble. All right. That's what I've got. Well, actually, I've got to do one more. I wanted to keep this short. Well, not short. Shorter. I just want to see, have a little look into Putin. Next readings, I'll do the little bit 3-month timeline for the economy, 3 months timeline for Ukraine, and maybe a look at the UK economy as well. All right, Putin and Wagner. I'm just smiling about DeSantis' last reading. All right, Putin and Wagner. Let's get off that Putin and Wagner. What's happening here? Okay, so it's like someone's right up in a reflection. They've got their nose to, it looks like a lake and there's a mountain in the back and it's aggressive. So I think the head of Wagner is, he should watch that he doesn't fall out of a window. All right. Putin and the head of Wagner. I think it was his personal chef, wasn't it? Interesting. So show me the current relationship between Putin and the head of Wagner. A crow. Somebody's going to die. Oh, sorry. I don't like to do that. Okay, Tower. Tower card. And the Three of Swords. Divorce, breakup. Yeah, this is huge. The Wagner head has a lot of karma, and this could even be Putin as well. Saturn in Libra, justice is coming for them all. Six of Swords in the foundation of the reading. The Wagner head, if he's living in Russia, might even actually leave Russia. What sort of cards would you expect from these inhuman orcs? Four of Coins, yeah, okay, Putin's cut off his money supply is basically what that is. Yeah, Queen of Coins. Putin wants domestic stability and is not funding Wagner. He's funding his Russian army in any way he can, but Wagner's gone. So it's over the money. Ace of Coins. And the Ten of Wands. Yeah, Wagner just does not have the funds to keep operating in the way that it does. Hopes and fears. Three of Cups. Circles of support. The support is gone. What's gone? The money support. Yeah, okay, so we have the Empress card. That's the card for Russia. And we've got the Two of Cups, commitment. Putin's broken a financial commitment. And the guy better watch his back. Four of Swords. Queen of Swords, now we get logic and we get justice. Yeah, it's logical that Wagner might meet a sticky end. Somebody could die. I don't know whether it's... I haven't got time to ask if it's... Well, we know that Putin likely could face an assassination. Don't have a timeline on that. But I would say right now, let's deal with one death at a time. I'd say the head of Wagner better watch his back. All right, bye for now.